Hey guys, it's Amy with MotorCityNerds. If you could like the video, it would really help me out. Think about subscribing. We're on our way to 2K. And I want to thank them really quick because they sent me a pre-screening to Cult Killer with Antonio Banderas and Alice Eve. Now, this is an hour and 40 minutes. I complain about that all the time over here about how everything is 2 hours long now, and I don't understand why, and I have to dedicate half an afternoon to going to see something. But this was an hour and 40 minutes. If you're into true crime, if you're into cult stuff, if you're into all that, it's good. This was directed by John Keyes. It stars Alice Eve and Antonio Banderas. Side note, how come Antonio Banderas isn't in more? I forgot how charming and great he is and lovely he is to have on screen, and I really liked that. And I'm like, he has Puss in Boots, but how come he isn't on live action stuff as much anymore? Let's get Antonio Banderas back on the screen with his physical self. I would like that more. But if you're into true crime, if you're into cult stuff, if you're into things like that, it has interesting concepts going on. I thought it had some really cool shots in it that were really well done, and some of the tension building was really well done, like the main character Cassie going through the house for the first time and things like that. And I think they handled like flashing back to abuse and using that in like a not exploitive gross way, and I thought that was really well done, and the way it was used in the story. But this definitely took a turn. I felt like it did get bogged down with flashbacks between her and Antonio Banderas, and more of it could have been said into fewer of them. It does get bogged down, and there is a lot of kerfuffle. I felt like they tried to fit a lot into this, where instead we sprinkled a lot of subjects instead of focusing on like one. Like, is it a cult, or is it these people that have been there just forever and they're total psychos? Are we focusing on the trafficking part? Are we focusing on the having their lady parts taken out if they get pregnant, like the doctor? Are we going to go down that route? I feel like if we would have stuck with one of these, it could have been very good. But because we had a little bit of everything, it was kind of bogged down. But it's not god awful, it's not horrible. I enjoyed watching it. I thought the serial killer angle was real crazy at point. I didn't expect that. I thought it was going to be her just figuring out this PI thing, because in the very beginning we get hit with Antonio Banderas getting taken out, and then just throughout it we have her flashing back to him mentoring her and this idea of legacy, and he might not have kids but he still is a father figure and yada yada yada. But he gets taken out, gets apologized for that later, but it unravels this serial killer taking out all these people who are involved with trafficking and horrible, horrible things. And it did have interesting concepts in it. It's just a lot at once. I thought having it be all women was interesting, because that's something I feel like doesn't get focused on enough. It's a lot of times women are the ones bringing other women into this. And it's very scary, and it's very real. Women leads, and then we had the broker woman, and then we had the old lady being the main one alive at the end, being crazy. That really got brutal and out of control, out of the box. I was like, oh my god, here we go. But I did like that part of it, and some of the dialogue in this, it's not the greatest. It's not Citizen Kane, okay? But some of the ways they said it was really well done. Like when they said to her, like, there's signs that you've been abused or something, and she goes, oh, there's signs, like you can tell, like obviously I thought I was more fixed than I really am if it's so obvious for you to tell that I had something go on with me and nobody even told you that. And they had some really good little pieces at the end of dialogue where I was like, damn, that was a really good way to put that. But it is crazy, it is out there. But if you're interested in like true crime stuff and cult stuff, or like if you're into that and you got an hour and 40 minutes to kill and you want to check something out, I'd say check this out. And I really did. I appreciated them sending me the screening and everything like that. But yeah, I mean, with Motor City Nerds, this is just a tiny review. And yeah, Cult Killer. I think it's out in theaters now. And like I said, is it the greatest thing I've ever seen? No. Did I have a fine time watching it? Yeah. And Antonio Banderas is great. And we need to get him back on the screen more.